This lesson is in response to a request I got on the YouTube channel for Your Man by Chris Stapleton. He doesn't have it on any albums, but he wrote it somewhere around 2005, and Josh Turner had a really big hit with it that year. Very different version from the way Chris sings it. And then, as Chris says in one of his videos, Scott McCreery used it on American Idol later on. But anyway, there's a number of YouTube recordings of Chris playing it live. So let's take a look at it. It's really cool. As usual, I like Chris's version better than anybody else's version. So let's take a look. Okay, so he plays this differently each time. I don't think he's ever recorded it. He's just played it live. But he always plays. Chris always plays this with the capo on the 3rd fret. And I'm going to call out these chords as if, this obviously is, this would be a D chord down here. This would be an E chord. This would be an F chord. So, but we're not going to call it an F chord. We're going to call it a D chord and an A chord and an E chord, just to make it easier for you. So the first chord we're going to use is a D sus2. So just a regular D chord. Lift up the first finger so you get that sound. All right, and he's going to use this finger that he lifted up to mute. And the muting is important in the song. It's part of the rhythm. So the rhythm is. And, actually, if you play down further towards the bridge, you get a little more. It's a little bit crisper. Maybe you like that sound better. It also helps when you're actually mic'd. All right, so that rhythm you can see is down, up. And then on the next downstroke, the mute. And then he's got 2 downstrokes and a mute. Now you could play it so down, up, and down if you want, whatever is more comfortable for you, but the rhythm is. And you have to make it so it's not too plodding. It's got to kind of bounce along. Then he's going to move to an A chord, and he's basically doing the same kind of thing there, but we've got some hammer-ons in there that change it. So he starts off. So what's happening there is to mute this A chord, all you have to do is, lift your finger up a little bit. So. And you can bring these fingers over, which you're going to be using for hammer-on, and this is what, I've seen him do. And that'll help with the muting. So, and the hammer-on is from, what is, we're going to call it the D string, from the 2nd fret, which you've already got barred here, to the 4th fret. The 4th fret above the capo, right? So it's, and it's important that it's not. It's a very quick hammer, so it's. So it's basically just D string second to D string fourth to G string second, all right? But you're keeping this chord the whole time. So the A bit is usually and then he plays basically what is an E sus4 chord. He's not really emphasizing these upper strings for the most part, so it really comes out just sounding like a normal E chord. And he's playing the same thing that he played on the A chord. He's doing the same hammer. It's just that now you're on the A string, and you're going from A second to A fourth, and then to D second. So it's one shot on the A when he's in the verse, right? And then he repeats that for the second part of the verse, and then he goes into the before he goes into the bridge, where he's singing, you know, "Ain't No Hurry," all that kind of stuff. When he's finishing this, instead of doing this, he'll play the whole measure of A. Then he goes to a B minor chord, and that's very easy to mute because, you know, you've got a bar chord here, so you're just releasing the pressure, and you can mute all day long. So that's just and then the A chord the same way you've played it before. Then usually what he's doing is he has this ascending thing where he's going B minor to C sharp minor to what would be a D chord here, right? A D bar. And then he comes down and plays an E. All right, so, and what he's usually doing with this B minor and the C sharp minor is he's hammering into them, so he'll play and then, and you can play either a regular E chord because it's just one shot, or you could play this one. So that whole bridge piece coming in from the end of the verse goes like this. B minor. B minor. And then he's back into the verse. And then the end of the song, he does it differently again. The two times I've seen him play it, he plays it differently, but it's basically you're repeating this ending. Alright, so all he's doing there is after he comes out of that second iteration of this E, go to the A, hit it once, and then play. So that's just A string open against the A chord, and then third fret on the A string, and then fourth fret. So just a walk up. You know, if you play it against the actual chord, it's going to sound kind of crappy. It's going to sound like you don't really need that. So what you want is, and then back to the A, and then he's he's just pulling on the E string at the 3rd fret against the A chord. So slowly it's just... That's pretty much it. Have fun with it.